What's going on, everybody? This is the Notorious HFL podcast, and I'm your host, Notorious HFL, on the podcast. On Instagram, I'm Huge Fat Loser. In real life, my name is Aaron Lohman. Welcome to this episode. First, there's going to be a solo dolo episode this week. For those of you who are just tuning in, it will alternate between guests and sometimes solo podcasts. As when I first started out the podcast, it was all solo, all by myself, just talking shit, uh, about what I felt like talking about every now and then. And some of my podcasts will still be like that because sometimes I just got some things to say, some things I just topics I want to discuss. So, but first, I want to thank the people who make this possible. Um, you know, renting a studio is very expensive, and I have sponsors who help me out with that. So first, I want to thank G2 Training. It's proud to offer 15% off to all brothers and sisters in blue. Police discount. Police officers are near and dear to their hearts. Playing a part in working on and preserving their physical health is a priority to them. The G2 Training owners are George Mifsud. You got to know him if you're in the NYPD, if you ever took a promotional exam. You'll recognize him by name. It's probably because he's still very active in the NYPD community. He's been an instructor for the past 17 years and is now part owner of the Key Promotional School, helping prepare members of the service to pass the promotional exams. He's also chairman of the board of directors of Finance Financial Credit Union. Throughout his 25-year career with the NYPD, he's seen firsthand how many coworkers, younger and older, battling serious medical conditions resulting in either death or having little to unfulfilling life, stressful life. So now he has the opportunity to play a part in that and helps others through changing their mind, body, and soul to their fullest potential through G2 training. The second G of the G2 training is Gregoria Meyer. She's worked for 17 years in the business of health, trained clients, minds and bodies. Clients helps make clients consistent weekly appointments, are led through exercises that strengthen the body inside and out, are educated on the importance of nutrition and how living a balanced life is priceless. In 2020, her son embarked on a career in law enforcement, graduating in a COVID class, heading out to the streets of New York when so much was unprecedented, uncertain, and during the protests, stress prevailed. She's seen firsthand the struggles of young officers make to have time for healthy meals and exercise. Given the stress on the mind and body in this career, exercise and nutrition are of paramount importance. This is still a work in progress for her son. They want to play a part in helping you guys get healthy, get right, so you can live a long and healthy life, collect the pension you work so hard for. Make an appointment, show up. It's all you need to do. They'll teach you the rest. Okay. At G2 Training, they offer strictly one-on-one personal training programs structured towards your goals, as well as nutritional advice. Make your health a priority. Make it a priority. And if you don't start making it a priority now, you're never going to make it a priority. There's always going to be a reason that you shouldn't, you're going to find not to do it. Okay. So give them a call, text us, call them 516-286-6300. You save lives. We save lives too. Also, thanks to Raymond Kenny, CPA, get your taxes done. Okay. Very, very good certified public accountant. All right. Provides tax preparation as well as bookkeeping services. You can reach him at rkcpany.com, rkcpany.com, or at 516-493-2967. That's 516-493-2967. And the last sponsor, one of my best friends on this earth, Mr. Frank Vos, the president and CEO of Reps for Responders, repsforresponders.org. Okay, make sure you head over to their site. Make sure you go to Amazon, look up their resilience guide, hook them up. They help with the police scholarships, first responder scholarships to gyms and fitness and nutrition programs. They do some meal delivery programs to help cops learn what healthy meal programming is. And now they also have fundraisers. One of their fundraisers coming up is called the RFR Beefsteak. It's in New Jersey. What they do is they pass around what is essentially a piece of steak on a cracker, and they have a steak judging contest. And it's a good way to get together and enjoy each other's company, especially the other first responders. That's April 27th from 6 to 10 p.m. There's limited seats. Limited seats are available. It's at Bloomingdale Fireman's Hall. The next event that they're having is their roll call on April 26th with Echelon Front. That's Jocko Willing's company. And it's a way to learn effective police tactics, effective police leadership skills, and just check in with yourself and other first responders and leadership. That's going to be on April 26th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Bergen County Police Academy in Mahwah, New Jersey. For registration and information, go to repsforresponders.org, repsforresponders.org, or check them out on Instagram at repsforresponders. Guys, thank you again for continuing to tune into this podcast this week. Like I said, it's going to be solo, just me talking about stuff, things that I see out there in the world that I feel like talking about. Um, let's see, where do I start here? One of the things I see over the last couple weeks, and I actually made a YouTube, yeah, I made it a YouTube reel. I made it Instagram post. I made it a TikTok as well. Is like this crazy obsession. People. What I love is when this the hypocrisy of celebrity worship, right? So if a celebrity agrees with you, you guys will post the shit out of it. I don't care what it is. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, for instance, Snoop Dogg says that he loves Trump, right? Okay. Snoop Dogg says he loves Trump. The same people who last week were saying, oh, this celebrity should shut up. We don't want to hear from celebrities. We don't care about their opinion. You're the same people who posting that Snoop Dogg loves Trump. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick and choose. So you can't pick or choose when you think celebrities should shut up. Okay. Everybody has the right to say what they want, to give their opinion on what's going on in the world, whether you agree with it or not. You just can't be like, oh well, celebrities shouldn't be able to talk unless they agree with me. That's it's crazy hypocritical, and I just want to point that out. Like, it's just crazy how the tribalism, when it comes to politics, has just taken over so many people's brains. It just hasn't recovered after the election, after COVID, after all this shit. It's just, some of you are just so brainwashed. You belong to cults, in any side of it, that you don't even realize you're in a fucking cult. All right. Listen, blink twice if you need some help out there. All right. I'll come in, I'll save you, but you're never going to realize you're in a cult. And when I talk about this, it's just everybody else thinks everybody else is in a cult. Like, no, dude, like, you're not in a cult. You're not a free thinker, right? You're just subscribed to some other ideology. Uh, and you are when everybody around you agrees with you. I'm very much in the middle, and I fight with everybody, unfortunately. I mean, I don't really fight because I don't give a fuck about what, if you like me or not, or like my opinions or not. But I will say something and I'll get shit from, I don't know, every side of the argument, because that's what happens when you're an independent thinker. Okay. That's what happens when you actually have your own thoughts and own feelings. And most people who claim to be independent or rational thinkers, they have found a tribe that believes everything that they believe, and they just continue on that path. That doesn't mean you're independent. That means you're in a fucking cult. If everybody around you thinks what you think, you're in a cult, dude. All right, that's what it is. Um, you know. Secondly, if if you're afraid of the people you surround yourself with to have that opinion, that might be different, because you're afraid that they might judge you. Once again, you're in a cult. Okay, because you're scared of what those people will think if you say what's actually on your mind, and that they might judge you and they might outcast you from this cult. They might make you feel bad for having these thoughts, and they do. A lot of people are guilted into feeling a certain way because of how they're treated by other people. That group mindset, that group think. And you don't even need, I'm not even talking about just politics. I'm talking about everything. It's one of the biggest problems in law enforcement, is that there's this huge group think. Everybody is, thinks sort of the same way about things. At the second you take a step outside the box and sort of think, hey, you know what? This doesn't really seem like a good idea. Or you seem like you're kind of angry at nothing. Or, what can you actually do to control what you're actually mad about? Everybody looks at you like you're crazy. There's been a couple of social media, Facebook law enforcement groups, of which I don't, maybe I belong to like maybe one now, but I've either quit or been thrown out of every single law enforcement social media Facebook group. And that's because it starts out very, very well intentioned. They all start out very, very well intentioned. Hey, listen, I'm starting this Facebook group to show everybody that, we care about each other and we're here to support each other. Literally, like 1 month later, everybody's just fighting over who's got the biggest fucking dick. Okay. And who's a piece of shit. And it's all just politics and like which member of the brass is an asshole. I don't need any of that. So fucking see you later. All right. And the ones that I didn't remove myself from, it was because I got kicked out of them for having a different opinion. I would just be like, hey, listen, you know what? Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Maybe this is not a good idea. And you know what people would say in the group? Is this guy even a cop? Is this guy even a fucking cop, dude? How could he? It's just because I don't think like you think. And I'm not fucking afraid of you to have a realistic, non emotionally based opinion because this job and this career is not my fucking identity like it is a lot of people on this job. So with that, like people just turn this shit, whatever it is, whatever their thoughts are, whatever their politics are, into their identity that they can't even live life, enjoy a song, watch a movie, fucking eat food without thinking about the politics that go into it, and they're looking for reasons to be mad and looking for reasons to hate other people or whatever it is. Just they enjoy that emotional feeling of being completely overwhelmed and out of control with anger. I'll give you two examples. Over the last, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, maybe, I don't know. People have been so pissed off at Taylor Swift. Now, if you listen to this podcast, chances are I'm a big time Swiftie. All right. Love Taylor Swift. Love her music. Listen to it in the sauna. I'll listen to it while I'm working out in the gym sometimes on the train, whatever it is. All right. Um, music's good. There's other music that I listen to that, you know, fucking Rage Against the Machine. They hate the fucking cops. What does that what does that mean? Nothing. It doesn't mean that I hate the cops. I just like their fucking music. You know what I'm saying? And all their bad cops out there? Absolutely. And we should all fucking hate those people. Okay. Even if you wear a badge, that person's not you. Okay. You should hate them too. It's as simple as it is. So people have been so pissed off at Taylor Swift lately because they keep showing her at the Kansas City Chiefs game. Jason, Kelsey, all this stuff. Jason, fucking whatever, whatever, fucking the other Kelsey brother. Okay, Travis. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God, I'm brain dead today. Not really feeling good, if you could tell by the sound of my voice. But anyway, so Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, they're together. So she literally is the most famous person on earth. Okay. I'm willing to bet that she is. Okay. If you don't think she's the most famous, she's got to be top five right now. Pop culture, of course. And she's the only one of them, of these top popular people, who's showing up at an NFL game, an NFL playoff game, right? So people are pumped to see her because she is so popular. If the fucking Beatles were at the football game, they show them too. All right. I remember I go to Jets games all the time. I remember before James Gandolfini died, they'd fucking show his ass over there. Kevin James, they show him over there. They show everybody. The celebrities show up. They always show them on the jumbotron, on the TV, whatever they got going on. Jerry Seinfeld's at a Met game. Jerry Seinfeld's on TV. Nobody gives a fuck unless you hate Seinfeld and you're like one of those weirdos who likes Friends. It's the most unfunny show on earth. But anyway, so they show her for a couple seconds on TV. Now people have just gotten irrational about it to the point where, all right, look, you don't like Taylor Swift? Cool. All right. But it's turned into this thing where like they don't think that the TV has the right to show her for 12 seconds during every game. So you get pissed off at that. Now you're irrationally pissed off at that. Now it's just devolved into the last month into the craziest, most lunatic shit that I've ever fucking seen. Taylor Swift is a witch. She worships cats. She's turning all women against men, against marriage. She's in Biden's pocket. She's big pharma, blah, blah, blah. Fucking dude. If you don't like her, you don't like her. Okay. But if you are just like looking to just tie this shit to some fucked up mentally ill conspiracy theory that you have, like seriously, you should seek help. Seek help. Okay. If you have to just tie things that you don't like into some crazy, and listen, I'm not saying conspiracy theories don't exist. I'm not saying this stuff doesn't, um, you know, you know, can't happen or hasn't happened. Obviously, things have happened, okay? But if your automatic go-to jump to is shit like that, like you are mentally ill. Like you need to go seek professional help. Like I don't know what else to tell you. If you are constantly obsessed over something that you can't control and people that you don't even fucking know, you don't even know about these people, you're just theorizing what they could be, what they could be doing. Dude, and you're automatically assuming that, oh, their relationship's fake. Like, why? Because you're so fucking miserable and unhappy that this person has to be miserable and unhappy too. And like this, I'm just talking about Taylor Swift right now, but I see it all the time on the internet. You'll see people be like, oh, if I see couples out there all the time posting happy pictures of themselves, they're actually secretly miserable. You don't fucking know that. You have no idea. They could actually be happy, right? Same thing with like what people who have money. I always hear that too. Oh, this guy's posting, he's happy all the time because he's got money. But, rich people are always secretly miserable. Are they? Or is that something you're fucking telling yourself because you're not rich? Is that something you're telling yourself because you're not in love? And people love to create these fucking bullshit defense mechanism narratives in their head so that they feel good about not improving on their own life and not being happy and just saying, well, everybody's miserable. Well, everybody's not fucking miserable. You're miserable and you're fucking making up this shit about other people so that you could feel happy about yourself, or you're politically obsessed about issues that you can't control. So you have to get aggravated and angry about shit that doesn't exist and just make it up because, I don't know, you're fucking jealous of that person, or you realize that your life just, that, you think that something out there politically is going to save you, and that this celebrity and this person is trying to take it away from you, and that they're in cahoots of taking whatever the fuck it is that you think, would change away from you. It's not. No matter who gets elected tomorrow or whatever, 99.9% of the things in your life personally will not fucking change. Not a single one of them. Okay. And I ask people this all the time when I talk to them. What has specifically changed in your life? In your life, not like the overall world, because we can't really we can, say what the news says or data and like all this other shit about other people that we probably don't even fucking know. But like when I ask people specifically, I don't care. We'll go back 8 years. 8 years ago, how did your life change when Donald Trump was elected? How did it? How did it specifically change you? You. How did it change your individual life? Then when Joe Biden was elected, how did that specifically change you and your life day to day? You have to ask yourself that question. If it did, then I could see, okay, I could see some animosity there, maybe. Okay. Chances are it probably fucking did. Probably didn't. And what changed in your life probably had absolutely nothing to do with that. Either way. Okay. Most of the things that change in your life are because of decisions that you made, choices that you made that have nothing to do with that. Nothing. Okay. And instead of controlling those things and changing those things that you can control, you would rather focus on things that are standing in your way. Okay. Or things that you imagine or think are standing in your way, like politics or celebrities or fucking whatever it may be. Okay. So on that, just keep in mind what you're being mad at or what you're actually doing in your brain when you get angry at these things, or you're focusing your attention on things that probably don't fucking exist. Okay. And if you're out there listening, be like, it does exist. I saw it on the internet. I did my own research. No, you didn't, dude. Because I can look up right now literally anything. Pick a topic. And this is the problem with over information, that we just have access to it on a consistent basis, is that I can have a feeling. I can have an ideal in my head that I don't want to budge on. And most of the time is controlled by my ego. And I don't want to learn anything, right? But I want to pretend like I'm learning something. Or what I really want to do is I just want to find at least one other person that feels the way that I do, so that I can say that I'm right, that I don't have to admit that I'm wrong and change my thinking. So what I do is I head over to the World Wide Web and I Google search exactly how I feel. And I will scroll past 10 people, 20 people who feel the complete opposite way that I do, with data and science to back it up. But then 35 pages down, I find that one person who is crazy like me and wrong like me. So I'm like, oh, there's this other person. They feel exactly like I do. So therefore, I am right. And I don't have to change my way of thinking because I am right. That's what people do. When they can say that, when they tell people that they're researching, that's what they do. At most, they watch a fucking YouTube video created by some other fucking lunatic who probably doesn't even feel how they feel and just wants you to be upset by it. Um, you know, the other thing I really wanted to talk about today, is this insanity of self improvement. You know, I obviously am big into self improvement. That's really what I talk about: helping yourself, fixing yourself, changing yourself, finding and living a more positive and fulfilling life. Right. So you're probably wondering out there, where the hell is this guy going with this? And I'm going to tell you. So back when I decided to change my life years ago, I didn't know how to do it. I really didn't. But I knew that I had to at least select one thing that I wanted to change in my life, which is what I changed, which led into me changing other things. But with changing things, especially with fitness, nutrition, mindset, whatever it might be, what people usually do is they overdo it. They go completely, absolutely fucking bonkers. So you're trying to change everything at once, right? And when you try to create a positive habit, or you're trying to create resilience, or you're trying to become more mentally strong, thing that I always talk about, I just talked about it before with the celebrities and the politics, and like controlling what you can control within reason, right? And it's good to do that. And that is the most important major key to living a fulfilling life, is learning what it is that you can control and letting go of the things that you can't, right? What I notice out there a lot nowadays, right? And this is because of uh social media and a lot of these influencers, right? People try to over control everything in their life. And that is also equally as bad as controlling, like being out of control. Now, it's not fun to have to try and control absolutely everything, right? I have a shirt and it says lift heavy, eat pizza, because I am a big uh advocate for balance in life. Because if you overdo it, if you're not balancing anything, if you're genuinely not enjoying it, what the fuck is the point? Right? So what happens is people take their whatever mental illness, okay? And when I say mental illness, people get offended. But like when you have anxiety, or when you have some type of anxiety about the things that you can't control, and you learn to control them, and that control will make you feel powerful because it gives you control over that anxiousness again. But what happens is, a lot of times, that lack of that control that you just got, you're seeing that it's soothing your anxiety, and now that control almost becomes an addiction. So now you want to control absolutely everything. Okay. But you don't realize that you got to calm the fuck down sometimes and have a little fun. What do I mean by that? Right. So, social media, you see all these influencers. I wake up at 4 a.m. I take a fucking ice bath for 25 minutes. Then after my ice bath, I fucking go to the gym for 2 hours. Then I do fasted cardio. Then I do intermittent fasting. Then I also do keto. Then on top of that, I make sure that I don't eat any plastics because plastics are bad for me. Then I also shop only organic because other things kill you. Then I don't intake, I don't watch pornography because pornography poisons your brain. And then I also, I don't even date women because women are you understand what I'm saying here? It becomes a thing where your goal for self improvement is no longer self improvement, it's self destruction. when you try to over control everything and try to improve yourself to the point where it paralyzes you so that you cannot live your life, you cannot have fun, and you're not actually improving, you're just becoming more miserable, bitter, and angry. And I see this all the time on social media, all the time. Guys start to over control things, and you know what they start doing because they're actually miserable about their themselves being out of control, trying to control everything. They start lashing out and being angry at everybody who's not doing the same lunacy of trying to control everything. I can't believe that you're watching pornography. I can't believe that you're eating out of plastics. I can't believe, dude, shut the fuck up. People have the right to control. Listen, first of all, people have the right to do whatever the hell they want. Nobody has to live the life that you want to live, right? But if people do want to improve or people want to improve their life, they don't have to micromanage everything. Oh, I can't believe you're drinking diet soda. Diet soda is poison. I can't believe that you're doing this. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, do you have any fun? Do you have any fun anymore? Do you remember what it's like to actually enjoy yourself and enjoy your life and eat a fucking slice of pizza now and then or have a drink now and then? Do you understand? Do you know what that's like? Do you know what it's like to have that balance in your life? Or are you so anxiety ridden, right? That you feel that if you let up that 1 ounce of control over something, that you'll never regain control again. Because if that's how you feel, if that's the reason that you're continuously controlling absolutely every aspect of your life to the point where you're micromanaging every single thing that you intake, every single thing that you intake in your brain and your body and all this stuff to the point where you're fucking miserable over it deep down, like, what are you doing? You know, we get this life one time. There's got to be that balance. Otherwise, what's the point, man? You know, you're just going to be angry at something else. The anger that you had before over the things that you couldn't control, right? That you started to control, you became cool, you started to, you know, get rid of that anxiety already a little bit. Now became anxiety in a new way. It manifested itself into something completely different, but it's still anxiety and it's still affecting you mentally. And now you're lashing out at everybody that's not like you, or you feel it doesn't have the same amount of control that you do, but nobody has to. Neither do you. You have the freedom to do whatever the fuck it is that you want that actually makes you happy. And you have to determine that. Is the behavior that you're doing by limiting to such an extreme amount or doing the things that you do in such a way actually making you happy and fulfilling and changing you in a good way, not in a bad way, right? I know so many people because it's popular, right? Especially in law enforcement. If you're going to the gym or you're training jujitsu or you're doing, you're shooting, you're going out to practice your shooting and you're only doing it because it's an extension of what you do for work, or you think that you're only doing it because it's going to make you a more effective citizen or more effective police officer, that's work. That's not a hobby. If you enjoy it, if you actually enjoy it, it's a hobby. But if you are only doing it because it's an extension of work, it's work. And your brain knows the difference. So you are actually working more. You're stressing yourself out more for something that you may not even enjoy. But if you're working out because you like it, great. If you're training jujitsu because you like it, great. If you're shooting because you enjoy it, because you enjoy target shooting, you enjoy hunting, whatever it might be, great. But you really need to self-reflect and ask yourself that question. Do I actually enjoy it? And the reason I bring this up a lot is because there's no other type of fitness out there that I see anyway, where, and I'm going into martial arts and jujitsu specifically here, where people post memes, like essentially being like, oh yeah, this is when I fucked up the guy who benched 405 in the gym. Like, dude, like, if you gotta post shit like that, like, what? Why? Did some guy bench pressing? I seriously doubt it. Did some guy bench pressing 405 hurt your feelings and call you out? and that you feel the need that you got to be like, I'm tougher than you on social media because I train and you don't, that's a real identity problem, right? Same thing if you're do opposite. If you think that you're, like Bradley Martin, like, yo, I'm 260, bro. If you think that because you lift weights that you're gonna fuck everybody up, no, you have an identity problem. You have an identity crisis. And it's just crazy to me that people have to have that idea because of something that they do, which should be fun. And if it is fun, great. If you enjoy it. But I definitely think that if you really enjoyed it, you wouldn't have to say shit like that. You wouldn't have to put that stuff out there if you really enjoyed it. That means that you are only doing though. If you're putting shit out there like that, that means you are only doing it so people feel a certain way about you. That means you are only doing it so people think that you're tough or that people think that you're strong. This is both working out and, training, whatever, you decide to train. Same thing with power. I could think of any powerlifting, CrossFit, whatever, any type of fitness. I just see, unfortunately, in the law enforcement space, people who train jujitsu or took like one jujitsu class one time, they'll post shit like that about, how I'm 5'6" and I'll fuck up any fucking bodybuilder out there, bro. Like, dude, like nobody said anything to you. Where is this unprovoked shit coming from? Like guys that call themselves alphas. Like, I'm a true alpha. I'm a true alpha because I train and I give a shit about my body and I don't allow any poison into my brain or my body. I also eliminate all the joys in my life. Like, dude, are you happy then? I genuinely don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think you're happy if you talk like that. You have actions like that. So if this is you, please self reflect. Like think about why it is you're doing what you're doing. If you're enjoying it and you're living your life and you're happy and that's awesome. I'm really proud of you because it's really hard to find something that you enjoy that you're that happy about. If you feel like you need to exert what you do onto other people, that if they don't do it, they're a piece of shit, then you're not doing it because you enjoy it. There's not a single chance that you actually enjoy what you're doing because you wouldn't need to do that. Who are you trying to prove yourself to? Yourself or other people? I think it's other people. Because if you really, were about it, you enjoyed it, you wouldn't give a shit. You wouldn't act like that. Now it's another thing, total other thing. If you like want to get people involved to like the thing that you like, sure. I really enjoy this thing. I really want to get people involved in it. It makes me feel good. Hey man, come on with me. Let's do this. Let's, support each other. I'm going to take you to a class. I'm going to bring you to the gym. I'm going to bring you shooting because this is something I like. I'm going to paint. I'm going to bring you to a painting class. Yeah, that's real stuff. All right. But if you got to be like, if you don't do what I do, you're a piece of shit. Nah, that means you don't like it. I'm sorry, but it does. Otherwise, why do you feel a constant need to prove shit to other people? You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that's all I got today on the Notorious HFL podcast. Remember, check in with yourself. All right. Are you doing what you enjoy because you enjoy doing it? Or are you just over micromanaging your life? Or you're doing something that you think somebody else will think you're an alpha for, or something else, something that you think other people should value, but you don't really enjoy it. Okay. And is it an extension of your job or is it actually a hobby? Remember, those two things are not the same thing. You have to have things outside of work that you enjoy that don't involve work. Okay. So if you're just associating the two things, you're just working. You're just working more. And the last thing is control what you can. All right. Celebrities, take them with a grain of salt. If they agree with you, hey, give them the same respect as the people who don't agree with you. They have the right to say whatever they want. All right. And you have the right to respond. And how you respond, not the right to respond. You have the ability to respond to that in a positive way or a negative way. And how you do that will affect you in that same way. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. So thank you for joining me this week. Next week, I can't wait. I will be talking with Justin, the CEO and head doctor over at Coastal MD. It's a chain of overall health and wellness doctor's offices that have really integrated multiple levels of health, in a medical setting. And it's awesome because, a lot of doctors, offices these days, they're stuck a long time ago. They don't really look at wellness as a whole integrative piece of medicine. And this group of offices really does that. And, not only I'm also a client, you know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for that interview. So, guys, thank you for checking me out. As always, follow me on Huge Fat Loser on Instagram or any other social media. Make sure you like and subscribe to this podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys.